as we inch closer to first pitch between the Yankees and the Dodgers right here on Yes. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. Aaron Judge remains on the injured list to start the second half of the season. He had his rib re-imaged during the All-Star break. It showed signs of healing, but he still has not been cleared to start baseball activity. They're waiting on the opinion of another doctor to see what the next steps will be. Earlier, Aaron Boone spoke about continuing life without the captain in the lineup.
Well, I mean, obviously, we all want Aaron Judge back in the lineup, but, as I've said, we have a lot of capable players, and feel like finish the half on a high note, and we just have to continue to play well and hopefully continue to win ball games, and then knowing that at some point he'll join us.
Judge spoke at his locker, and he said there is no doubt in his mind he is going to be back at some point in time this season. Now, fans and the Yankees alike will just have to wait and see when that is. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Garrett Cole gets the ball. First pitch next on Yes.
It's a beautiful Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. By Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. Yankees and the Dodgers, snapshots through baseball history. 12 championships they've played for. Yankees have won 8 of them. The most recent one in 2024. The Dodgers won Game 5 right here at this ballpark for the victory. And this starts a 3-game set to start the second half of the season. The Yankees have taken the field. So why don't we take a look at the Dodgers starting lineup. Ohtani leads off. He's the DH. Andy Paz, the All-Star in center field, will bat second. Freddie Freeman at first base will hit third, having a great season at his age. Mookie Betts, the shortstop, cleans up. Max Muncy at third base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Kyle Tucker. Teoscar Hernandez in left field is going to hit seventh. Catching is Dalton Rushing, the number 8 hitter. And Tommy Edman will play second base, and he's going to bat ninth.
And this right-hander will face that lineup. And Garrett Cole on the season, this will be his 10th start, towing the slab here tonight in the boogie down against the Dodgers. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report and numbers on the board. For me, Garrett Cole's one of the premier control and power pitchers in the history of the game. I think the numbers tell the story. When you look at his career numbers, his style of pitching, like Led Zeppelin, no quarter, get right after him, no messing around, show no mercy, and Take 5. The great Dave Brubeck song, Take 5, legendary song, describing his new windup, kind of that slow windup, that methodical new style that he has on the mound.
And he'll start off by facing Shohei Ohtani. He had his left knee drained on Sunday, so he's not back pitching at this point, but he never went on the IL, and he is going to lead off, and again, having an MVP level season. He's already won 4 of them. Number 5 doesn't look like it's so unlikely. It seems quite likely. So the Dodgers have the best record in baseball at 61-36. The Yankees are 54-42. Dodgers got swept before the All-Star break by the Diamondbacks, and the Yankees have won 4 in a row. Ohtani's ready. Cole is ready. Let's do it in the Bronx. And the first pitch is a little bit low. The count is 1-0 as we're underway.
Another ho-hum season for Ohtani, 293, 22, a little behind on the homer so far, huh? Only 22 this year.
1-1. Junior Valentine, the home plate umpire. Jordan Baker at first, Rob Drake at second. Stu Sherwater is over third. Two and one.
Tell those cell phones, those snapshots will be around forever. I mean, quality the old pictures we looked at, they're all ripped up pictures now. There was nothing to them.
Waved at that pitch. Good changeup. Count 2-2.
Coney, you talked about this before the game. I mean, his ability, especially in a count, that changeup, to have it fading away from a lefty, it really helps him.
Yeah, it's a real change in his style. He's really trying to become a 4-pitch pitcher and using them all already in this game.
And the 2-2. Hit sharply and grabbed there on the backhand by Jazz. He fires to first. One down. Want to take a look at the entire Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Bellinger, All-Star MVPs in left. Grisham in center, Dominguez in right. In the infield, we'll go third to first. McMahon, Caballero, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. Wells behind the plate. Ben Rice will DH. So one down for Cole, and that'll bring up Andy Pages. One and 0.
You remember Pages last year with his defense. He's always been known as a great defender, but all of a sudden now offensively, 17 home runs, close to 70 RBIs, made the All-Star team. So some guys just show up one year and they become good hitters.
Dodgers have won 2 straight World Series. First team to do that since the Yankees that David and Paul were on. So trying to make it 3 in a row. No team's done that since that Yankee team.
Conley, let's get this out of the way. They need to lose this year. Nobody can go 3 in a row like that.
You don't want to see the hat. You're like Mercury Morris with the Dolphins, right?
Exactly.
And a strike.
See, Mercury Morris, he pops champagne every time an undefeated team loses, throws a party.
New England took him deep into the year not too long ago. Pitch clock today. It seems like it's long. Is it a little longer today?
2-2. And he tips it into the glove of Wells, and Pages down on strikes.
See, Garrett Cole waited till the last second to deliver that pitch, freezing the hitter. He knew exactly what he's doing, and then fired one right on by.
Yeah, it's one thing I would think now with the pitching clock to get ready early so you can make the hitter just stand there. There's nothing worse as a hitter. You become flat-footed, and you almost like forget what's going on, and it's almost like a quick pitch late in the count.
Freddie Freeman takes up and away, 36 years old, having another terrific season. He was the MVP of the 2024 World Series against the Yanks. Fouled away. Let's check out what Junior Valentine's all about. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. He's considered hitter-friendly, 71 calls challenged, 39 overturned, fewer high strikes, fewer outside strikes. Junior in his 7th Major League season. Check out the league leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers, and this is hits among active players. Freeman leads all of those. Altuve second, McCutchen third, Paul Goldschmidt is fourth, Manny Machado fifth. 2-2. There's great doubt that with Verlander retiring, there'll ever be another 300-game winner, but there will be 3,000 hit guys.
Mm-hmm.
Couple potential future Hall of Famers right here in the battery. You think about Freddie Freeman, I think, yes, he's going in Hall of Fame. He's not slowing down. He's not done by a long shot. And Garrett Cole, I think, needs a big finish, but another look at this pitch.
Well, I thought it was closer than that. That ball was down. Freddie Freeman, I mean, if you just look year after year, the one thing about being a great player, you're 36 years old. It's his 17th season. I mean, you can accomplish a lot in 17 seasons.
Catch.
And on the mound, Roki Sasaki will face that Yankee lineup, and you can see it's been a little bit of a mixed bag for him by those numbers. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan Pitcher Scout Report. And Smoke on the Water, I had to have my Deep Purple reference. You know what's going on with the Canadian wildfires, but he's got some smoke too. And You Should Be Dancing, that's in reference to his splitter. He's got a forkball and a splitter, and it was kind of jumping around a little bit. And now he kind of shortened up the grip a little bit and thrown more of a splitter as opposed to a forkball. It's been better.
So Grisham will start it off, and Sasaki deals. 1-0.
Talking about the fork ball and the splitter. I mean, the fork ball that really digs in there and slips. You have much more control of a hard splitter, right?
Absolutely. You don't split it as wide. It's more like a super sinker, like a two-seamer just outside the seams.
2-0.
That's what Roger Craig taught me. The great Roger Craig with the Giants, and obviously on back further as a pitcher, but as a coach, he was fantastic. He was kind of the godfather of the split finger fastball, and that was his theory.
I remember that rotation out in San Francisco. You had Geralt, you had Lacoste, Rob. They all threw that split finger. And as a hitter, yeah, it was like new. You weren't used to seeing it.
Popped up. Betts puts it away. Let's check out the Dodger defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And we'll concentrate on Betts, who we just saw. He's our Car Shield defensive player profile. Plus 6 outs above average this season. This guy has moved around, and he's just seamlessly shifted to shortstop. That's tied for 11th best among Major League shortstops. There's Ben Rice, RBI in the first inning of the All-Star game, which the American League won. Much was expected of Sasaki when he signed with the Dodgers. He didn't have a really good year, but then in the postseason, he kind of excelled as a closer, helped them win a championship. This year again, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He has not been as dominating as his stuff would indicate he should be. He had a 6-start stretch in May and early June where he did really well, but he allows 2.11 home runs per 9 innings. That's too many.
Yeah, he got away with one to Grisham, too. A slider just hung right over the middle of the plate.
Left field, Hernandez puts it away. Take a look at Sasaki's arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
We mentioned the smoke on the water. That last fastball he threw to Ben Rice on the inside corner was 101 miles an hour. So, I'm talking to Rick Monday, the legendary Dodgers broadcaster and player. He thought, why doesn't he throw his fastball more? A lot of old-time ball players say that. But it can early in the counts, getting ahead, attacking, I think, is the key for Sasaki.
Goldschmidt takes the strike, 102 miles an hour.
He embarrassed him, Coney, at 101. He just pumped it up to 102.
If I had 102, I might feature it a little more often.
102. It's weird. We're watching him throw 102, and he doesn't look like he's throwing that hard. Doesn't look like it's going that fast. Sometimes the guy throws 99. It's busting at the plate, but that doesn't. It seems easy. Not easy for the hitter. The 0-2.
For years, we'd talk about how you measure fastballs, and when Paulie and I were playing, they first started throwing radar gun readings on the board. That was a big deal back then, but no two fastballs are the same, to your point, Michael. Now we can measure all those things, the spin rate, the release point, the effectiveness of it.
The 1-2.
Prime example of that would be Nathan Eovaldi when he was with the Yankees throwing 100, but his fastball got hit a lot because it was down. It was, the spin it didn't have that jump and life to it. The movement profile wasn't great.
And a swing and a miss over the slider. The 102-mile-an-hour pitch, his fastest pitches this season. Yankees go down in order. Well, score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Well, both pitchers did quite well in the first, working 1, 2, 3 innings. Mookie Betts will start off inning number 2 against Garrett Cole. The pitch outside.
I'm not sure numbers you're accustomed to seeing with Mookie Betts, but recently much better. Some of the years he has put together and the career that he's put together, it's just when you go up and down this lineup, there's quality players that to know how to win with the Dodgers.
You can see there the last 25 games starting to pick it up with a bat too. A slow start offensively.
Popped up. Here comes McMahon. One out. So here's Max Muncy. One of the 6 Dodger All-Stars. Got his 3rd All-Star nod. And the first Dodger to start at third base in the All-Star game since Ron Cey, the Penguin, in 1977.
The Penguin. Yeah. Remember some of those great Dodgers too. Garvey and Cey, Dusty Baker. Yeah.
Bill Russell, Davey Lopes. Infield stayed together for a long time.
He did run like a Penguin though, didn't he?
Yeah,
he really did. He's a heck of a ball player.
Yeah.
The 1-1. Popped up again. Once again, McMahon drifts back. 2 outs.
You know, you seldom see, I mean, mistakes usually get hit hard. And you've seen a couple mistakes. And that was a mistake right there. Again, a kind of a hanging breaking ball just right down the middle. It just goes to show you as a pitcher, not every single mistake you make gets hit.
That's the key lesson. You're right. For young pitchers to learn, you don't have to be perfect.
So here is Kyle Tucker, big free agent signing for the Dodgers, 4 years, $240 million. And he has not had a great year. Probably the top free agent available position-wise last year. Coming off 4 straight All-Star selections, but this year has not been that way.
Yeah, his numbers and the career he got started with, I mean, it was just a no-brainer. Anybody that could afford him would love him, and it just makes no sense. Kind of the way he got off, and he has kind of a weird swing, kind of a he gets out in front, but it's kind of stiff-armed. It's not like he doesn't release the bat or something.
Like an arm bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 0-2 on Tucker. And now on his line, past the diving Caballero, base hit for Kyle Tucker.
Well, that's a changeup, but that changeup up in the strike zone, that's what can happen against a lefty. That ball comes right back at you.
Yeah, on an 0-2 pitch, you really want to make sure that that ball's down. Throw it on top of home plate. Get it down in the dirt. Because if you leave it up, you give him a chance to do that.
Here is Teoscar Hernandez. He missed a month from late May to early June, late May to late June with a left hamstring strain. And in 12 games since he's been back, hitting .098. One of Ohtani's closest friends on the team, Teoscar, asked him to teach him one Japanese word or phrase each day, and Shohei's been working on Spanish with Teoscar.
I've been working with it on English for 25 years up here with you, Michael. It's starting to sink in.
I'm a bad teacher.
I got 25 new words. I learned one a year from you.
1-1. Line, it's a base hit. Bellinger will get it in. So back-to-back 2-out singles.
Start to worry you as a pitcher, Coney. If you get hit with a couple fastballs, you're all right, maybe I'll do something different. But, Tucker, changeup, and now you get a fastball turn, and now you're thinking, what do I go to now?
Teoscar's always been ready for dead red. That wasn't that bad a pitch. It was on the inside corner, but Teoscar can do that. I'd want that 0-2 changeup back.
Yeah.
You know, to the guy on second base.
Here is Dalton Rushing, filling in nicely for the injured Will Smith. He's out with neck inflammation since June 5th. He's had some viral moments, let's put it that way. Cross up with Ohtani, and Rushing showed him up. And then again when Ohtani did an ABS challenge that he disagreed with, but Ohtani won it. And finally he got a talking to from Dave Roberts and Freddie Freeman. Yeah, you don't mess with Ohtani. It's kind of everybody's meal ticket.
Well, Rushing's got a lot of talent. Can really swing the bat too, strong, but there's some growing pains there, certainly emotionally, and learning how to kind of handle yourself in the big leagues is a big deal.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're a good player in the minor leagues, you bring that straight to the major league. There is a learning curve here, whether you were good in AAA or not.
The 1-2.
That's a great point, Paul, because everybody on the field was an all-star in Little League, was an all-star all the way up the ladder, best player in college.
Yeah.
But you get to the big leagues, it's different.
The 2-2. Fouled away. Rushing this year also accused the Rockies of cheating, insulted Miguel Amaya of the Cubs, called out on an illegal slide against the Pirates, and he's gotten into an altercation with umpire Clint Bondrak over a timeout. Not a shrinking violet.
Sounds like a hockey player.
First and second, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Second inning.
It just feels like there's a little uncertainty on how we're going to finish left-handed batters here. The 0-2 changeup we mentioned before, right here, 2-2. How are we going to get this guy? What are we going to get a swing and miss with?
That. Four-seam fastball. Rushing goes down on strikes. Dodgers strand 2. We go to the bottom of the second.
Welcome back. Yankees and Dodgers scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. Cody Bellinger leading things off here for the Yankees. Bellinger was drafted by the Dodgers back in 2013 and had a ton of early success for them. Rookie of the Year, went to the World Series, winning the World Series in 2020, MVP, but the latter part of his Dodgers tenure did not go exactly as planned, unable to find consistency at the plate. When I asked him in the clubhouse earlier today to sum up his time in Los Angeles, he simply said, I think of the good. It's easy to feel good when things are going well, but I learned how to struggle there, how to work through those struggles, what it meant to struggle as a player, and he feels as though he's not only a better player, but a better person because of those struggles. And guys, we saw him in the middle of the first part of the season struggle a little bit at the plate, but heading into the All-Star break, 7 for 16 in the final 4 games, and as we know, All-Star MVP in Philly just a couple days ago.
It's amazing how many people won an MVP with a team and then they ended up being designated for assignment. I mean, this was a quality player, a really good player, but it didn't end well with the Dodgers.
And Michael, he said because of everything that he has gone through, he appreciates stuff so much more. Just the all-star appearance, winning that MVP, and where he is right now with the New York Yankees. It kind of makes you feel a different way about some things.
Well, he's experienced the highs and the lows. So he strikes out. Here's Jason Dominguez with 1 out.
And I was just thinking what you said, Michael, the highs and the lows. I mean, that's in my area, you hit 300 one year, that's your high. The low, you hit 250, that's a bad year. He went from MVP of the league to DFA'd. I mean, that's as drastic as it gets.
Well, he had some injuries along the way. He also had a big salary, which factored into his being released. It was more about the money, I think, than it was about him, or trying to match up values. And I guarantee, if you look back on it, that was a mistake by the Dodgers.
And then you look how the Yankees got him from the Cubs for Cody Poteet. They essentially, gave him to the Yankees. And then when he was a free agent during this offseason, he was one of those coveted guys.
A baseball player. The value of that is more important than ever, especially with a limited bench, somebody that can play multiple positions.
The 0-1. 1-1 on Jazz Chisholm. Bottom of the second inning, 0-0.
Paul, for me, this guy's the key for the Yankees in the second half with Aaron Judge obviously going to be on the shelf for a little longer.
Coney, I cannot believe, I was just getting ready to say that. He's like the wild. If you can get him somehow to tunnel his concentration for 3 hours a day during the game, he could carry this team. He can do so many things. But then sometimes you get so far away from baseball and that it's hard to channel it back in. But his talent, I mean, you can't question that.
2-1. Now the Yankees opened the second half of the season in second place behind the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays playing a doubleheader against the Red Sox. Red Sox won the first game 10-0. And in the first inning of game 2, Tampa Bay and Boston tied at 2.
The Red Sox went into the break, 9 or 10 in a row?
Right, so the first game was their 10th win in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the pitching to be able to do that, and their offense really underachieved the first half. They're better than they showed the first half, and they're right back in the race. Certainly the wild card race.
And they've always notorious for playing well in Fenway Park, and they've been horrible at home this year. So, if they turn that around, yeah, they could be a dangerous team coming down the stretch if they get into the playoffs.
The 3-2. Lined into right center field. It is a base hit. Cutting over is Pages. Cuts the ball off. Beautiful play by Pages as he holds Chisholm to a single.
I think Jazz had the intentions of going to second. I don't know if he hit the bag for sure. Going around first, I mean, great piece of hitting. Ball down and away, stayed with it. And in his mind, he's thinking, well, I got a chance for 2. I don't know if he hit the corner of the base going around first base where he just like, no chance here. Yeah, it looks like he touched it.
There's Caballero, Yankees first base runner. Jazz has 26 stolen bases. He leads off first.
We talk about rushing. He's above average throwing. So defensively, he has not cost the Dodgers either.
And here we go. It's a game-by-game occurrence where Caballero said, 8 seconds, he's got to look at me. It happens every game, it seems like.
All he's got to do is keep 1 foot out of the box while he's looking down.
And his complaint is he shouldn't have to ask for it. It should be enforced by the umpire. That's what bothers him the most, that he has to be the bad guy. So he's just continuing to talk, and Valentine said, all right, let's go. Grounded foul.
And it's no small thing either in terms of the strategy, especially with Jazz Chisholm on first, for Caballero to take his time and not look up until almost the 8-second part. He reduces the chance of Sasaki holding the ball on Jazz at first and give Jazz a better chance to steal second. So one thing leads to another in this situation. Very consistent. Waiting. 12, 11, 10, 9, now 8. Right there, he looks up. At the exact 8-second point.
Scoops that one foul into the camera well.
I think Valentine's had enough too. You know what? And I'm sure it's been around the league. This guy loves to play this game.
shallow center field. Edman reaches up to make the play, and that'll do it. Yankees strand one. We're going to the third. Nothing. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Lovely day here in New York City. Lights are on, but the sun's still shining. And Tommy Edman leads off against Garrett Cole to start the third, and there's a strike. Grounded foul. Edman missed the first 74 games of the season as he recovered from off-season surgery on his right ankle. But since coming back in 22 games, hitting .343. Between innings, a long conversation. I wouldn't say terrifically animated, but certainly not dull, between the home plate umpire, Junior Valentine, and that guy, Aaron Boone. Again, every time there's some kind of situation with Caballero, Boone tries to get the advantage as Tommy Edman is punched out for the first out.
Now, Coney, earlier in the game, you said you almost have to just bounce that changeup. And what it did, he did bounce it, but it set up that fastball. The next one, you get just a take on the fastball down and in.
Exactly. Sequencing the pitches.
Here's Ohtani. Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. Four-time MVP, two-time World Series champion, and the 2.83 lifetime ERA, 956 OPS. High fly ball, right field. Dominguez back. He's on the track. He's in front of the wall, and he makes the play, using up all the real estate he had available.
Well, most people, you think on a little fly ball, I mean, he definitely just missed this ball. Just got under it, and it still went to the base of the wall.
Well, you see a fly ball go by the W.B. Mason sign and it stays in the ballpark.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often.
I'm very impressive. Dominguez didn't go through the wall, Michael. He got to it, found the ball, and got it.
There's Andy Pages.
Now, Cody, you look back at your career, there was great hitters that you knew could take you out of the yard. But in Ohtani's case, is what I'm getting at, is he strikes out a lot, too, if you make great pitches. So just for sake here, let me bump my head a little bit just to find out where I am.
Yeah, you talk about all-time greatest baseball players. Ohtani is in that conversation because of all that he can do. But he has never hit well in this ballpark. That's going to be challenged.
Well, again, that's a mistake. Out over the middle of the plate, one of the greatest hitters in the game.
The pitch is a ball.
Just missed it.
The Dodgers have two challenges
ABS
remaining.
challenge, powered by T-Mobile.
2 inches. That's a miss right there. Swing and a miss.
But Ohtani in the Bronx after his 0 for 2 tonight is 9 for 72.
That pitch missed by 2 inches.
Yeah. Inside, too. So, I mean, really, the only way to hit that hard is over the dugout. Really turn on it.
2-2 on Pages.
Like the great home plate umpire, Doug Harvey. Remember him?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That pitch was a Hall of Fame pitch, son, or that pitch missed by 1 inch. He was ahead of his time.
I remember when he retired, he was actually like signing bats and stuff for players. I mean, he was into his job.
Our drone giving us some great pictures on this Friday evening. Down the right field line, foul off the top of the wall.
You know, it was an eerie thing the other day when I landed. You know, you had that haze and the smoke. The drone probably, those pictures you couldn't even see. Today it's kind of clear and kind of blew out of here. Look at that.
Got a big game feel, right? Got the drone working. Got these shots. Fantastic.
Can always tell, Coney, when the Dodgers, the Red Sox are in town, that you know, the people on the field, little base hit to left field. For batting practice, there's more media, there's more people hanging out. It's just a little bit different in the bigger series. Well, four-seam fastball. What are you going to do? You challenge him, and ground ball's what you want.
Tried to get it in there and kind of yanked it over the middle. Just held on to it over the middle a bit.
Pretty good swing there. Just adjusted his hands a little bit to get the barrel there.
There's a strike.
The two guys going at it. You talked earlier in the game, Michael, that Freddie Freeman, active hits leader. Well, he's also the active runs leader, 1431. Career RBIs, 1371. Second in both categories, Paul Goldschmidt.
He really is a unicorn, right? I'd like to see you break down that swing.
Yeah.
That angle of attack he has.
The first time you see him, he's like he's wrapped. He's everything you tell a little kid not to do. He just has a great ability to stay through the strike zone, and he's almost locked in, closed front shoulder, kind of a rat bat. But whatever he does it real good. Well, that's the pitch right there, Coney. Looking at his stance and where his bat is, that you would assume would give him a lot of problems.
You got to go in there and find out, don't you? And see if he can handle it. It's classic. I mean, the game's been around over 100 years. It's always up and in, and down and away. Hard in, soft away. So that's the first place you go to check.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. No runs to hit. One man left. We go to the bottom of the third. Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Emily. Her father was a huge David Cone fan. And as you can see in the background, it's David celebrating his perfect game from 1999. The anniversary of that game is tomorrow. Fathers to daughters, they all love David Cone. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game.
I got the same haircut as I had back then yesterday. I just wanted to do it. I call it the tennis ball head look.
Just go in and order like a 3 or a 4.
Just get just scoop it all around, make it look like a a tennis ball from the U.S. Open.
Here's Ryan McMahon as we start the bottom of the third. 1-0. McMahon, Wells, and Grisham, 8-9-1 in the Yankees order against Roki Sasaki.
It's another guy that's swinging a bat better, huh? Lately, McMahon.
Yeah, you talk about a mental challenge. The way he got off to start the year, it's just like this is, it just mentally you've got to stay tough. And he has turned it around.
2-1.
2-0 pitch. Think you're going to get a heater? You don't. You get the slider. There are no fastball counts anymore.
Only in the hitter's head. 3-1, 2-0. It's a fastball. You just don't quite see it as much.
3-1 on McMahon. Foul back over the screen, 3-2. Including tonight's game, the Yankees have 66 games to go. They've played 96. They're 54-42. So this begins the titular second half of the season. 3-2. Pop foul. Rushing gives it a look. And it's over the Dodger dugout. Serve down the left field line, giving Chase Hernandez. He's not going to get there. It's a fair ball. And it bounces into the seats. A double for McMahon.
Well, it's about covering the plate, Coney. And if they make a mistake, you can take it the other way. But this is a backup breaking ball trying to hit the outside corner. Just stayed out there off the end of the bat. And if you don't cover that pitch away, and you end up rolling over, and it's an easy ground ball, even on a mistake.
And Wells takes low. Play FanDuel's daily dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Wells plus 600, Grisham plus 500. So Wells has changed the look a little bit from the clean shaven to full beard, now full goat.
I like this look.
You like the goat?
That's better.
All right.
That's what 4 days on your own will do for you, Coney. You get the little all-star break, and you can invent a beard or shave or.
One and two. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs in the past 4 games. He's trying to get something started.
Yeah, this is a really important week for him to get off to a decent start to the second half. That's your whole thing when you go home and you get the all-star break. You start thinking the second half. Well, if you get off to a bad start in the second half, then the first half just starts going through your mind time and time again.
Wells strikes out as McMahon stays put at second.
And we talked about the Sasaki splitter. You can see this is more of a two-seam oriented grip and more controllable, where that ball doesn't dance around as much as it did before. That one goes straight down at 92 miles an hour. Much more effective, much more controllable. Difference between a splitter and a forkball.
Trent Grisham swings over the splitter.
It's amazing that, so a guy throws 102 miles an hour. That's why you get the movement of that split finger, because it's the same arm speed. And you just throwing that thing that hard, you get so much more movement.
The batter's challenging the pitch.
Well, that's a strike. It's going to be challenged by Trent Grisham. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And Trent
the ball.
got it right.
Look at 2 challenges remaining.
By a lot. The
That's
2-inch thing again.
Yeah, that's another in the basket, Michael. We started a basket early in the year, Coney, that, the blatant ones.
2 inches and above only? Yeah.
1-1. 1 and 2. How do you hit that ball? Do you have to pick up the spin? Or?
I mean, you do pick up the spin, but that's why it's so tough. It's because it's the arm speed, and you're gauging it as a fastball. I mean, how do you hit that when you take it?
Yeah, well, especially because it looked like it was right down the middle. Those ones that are right over the heart of the plate and then go down are the hardest ones. They're not in or out. They're right. They look like a cookie right down the middle.
One, 2. Blocked by Rushing. 2 and 2.
Really break that down, Michael. Say you've got a guy on third base, guy on second base, where you've got to make contact, 2 strikes. You have to go the other way because you're allowing the ball to travel more, and you're not going to swing over top of it. You can stay with it longer. So that is what I always thought about, especially sinkers and good split fingers, is go the other way because you get to see the ball a little bit longer.
So 3-2 on Grisham. Rice on deck. And he walked him. Tried a slider, missed. So first and second, one man out, and here's Rice.
Well, these are the positions you want Ben Rice in. The first half he has. Look at the numbers: 29 home runs, 68 RBIs. Good at bat by Grisham.
McMahon's at second. Grisham is at first. This could be two. There's one, and there's two. A 4-6-3 double play. Yankee strand one. We'll go to the fourth. Now for pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Yeah, Garrett Cole's looked very good up and in. And then can paint. Gets a little help from the friend behind the plate. That slider down and in. Nasty. Garrett Cole 1 point tonight.
2,303 career strikeouts, tied for 57th all-time with Juan Marichal. Had one of the great deliveries of all time. Leg kick, the whole deal. And there's a strike to Mookie Betts.
When Jose Rijo got traded over to the Reds, Juan Marichal was his father-in-law, and he used to come into the locker room, and I was always just in awe because here comes Juan Marichal just walking into the locker room, he come over and talk to you. It just those opportunities you'll never forget because you always figure that the people who played before you were better. I mean, Bob Gibson used to walk in our locker room with Joe Torre. You would just stand there and just watch.
Kind of afraid to talk to him, right?
Exactly.
Sometimes. Joe DiMaggio was that way. Kind of afraid to approach him.
And Joe DiMaggio changed from year to year. Like sometimes he didn't want any part of signing. Then there was one year that the players were online in the locker room because he was in the mood and he was signing baseballs for everybody.
I think that was a year, I think Boomer threw like 5 dozen balls his way or something.
One of the years he wasn't in the mood, I remember Wade Boggs coming up to him in the dugout with a ball before All-Timers Day. And Joe just held his hand up. Don't. And Wade had to turn around and walk away.
Boggs just kept walking like he was going to play catch out in the outfield.
Grounder, McMahon. He gets Betts. One down. Here's Max Muncy. Now, the A's have a third baseman by the name of Max Muncy. And the amazing thing is they were born on the same day, August 25th. This Max Muncy was born in 1990. The A's Max Muncy was in 2002.
It's a great shot there. You know, we get our cameramen are some of the best in the business with great shots we get. But you can see what Michael was talking about here about what's in the name with Muncy's.
Yeah, they were hitting in the same position when they played against each other this year, too, I remember reading.
Like a Spider-Man meme, right? Pointing at each other.
You know, even with the pitch clock, you can tell Cole has found out a way he'll walk around a little
He's looking
bit.
at the clock there. You see his eyes in that last shot I was referring to. He's waiting, and he'll look over to the clock to see. Look, he's looking at the clock right there. See the eyes dancing around?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's his personality. Garrett Cole's the type of person, personality-wise, that will look for every edge, every little margin that he can get, and the pitch clock is part of that. So if you're a batter and you're in the box too soon, he's going to use that and make you wait. Watch his eyes dart.
Popped up, left field, shallow. Bellinger coming on. 2 outs.
I mean, that's the kind of guy Garrett Cole is. He's if there's any little piece of information anywhere in the world, he's going to turn over that rock and find it.
I remember we were talking about him not throwing his cutter. Well, a couple years ago before the surgery, I was saying, you know, you're throwing a lot of cutters up in the strike zone. And 10 minutes later, he was still telling me why. I mean, you're right. He breaks everything down. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Tucker takes inside. Tucker, first base runner of the game. He singled with 2 outs in the second. Now, the whispers around baseball, why Tucker signed here, because the Mets also pursued him greatly, and their offer was close to the Dodgers. He just felt he could blend in here. He'd be the 6th guy you'd want to talk to in the clubhouse. There's so many stars on the Dodgers. Popped up, shallow left. Bellinger calls off Caballero, and that'll do it as the Dodgers go down in order.
Welcome back. It's time for the injury report brought to you by Montefiore, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Max Fried started his rehab assignment tonight with the Rail Riders. He went 3 innings, allowing 2 runs on 5 hits in that one. He allowed a home run, walked 0 batters, struck out 3, threw 52 pitches in that one, 32 for strikes. Aaron Boone saying he's going to get at least 1 more rehab start before they have a conversation and decide whether or not he is ready to rejoin this rotation. But guys, getting Fried back, what a boost that would be. Also noteworthy, Carlos Rodon threw about 10 pitches off the mound today. Not an official bullpen, but he is close to that step in his rehab process. Michael?
Thank you, Meredith. The key number there is the 52 pitches. You know, next time out, maybe you throw 65. And then you decide, do you want him to throw 75 up here or 1 more start down there? As long as there's no pain, they're happy.
Yeah, 52 pitches, you're right, Michael. That is the key number for Max Fried, that he got through 3 innings, 52 pitches, feels good tomorrow, all good.
There's a strike, 2-1 on Goldschmidt, who struck out in the first inning. Three and 1 on the Yankee first baseman. Cody Bellinger's on deck. Oh, a strike on the outside corner, 100 miles an hour.
I think Clark Schmidt is going to face hitters tomorrow. So you got a lot brewing in the pitching staff, because when Fried comes back, then you're going to put somebody in the bullpen. Clark Schmidt could be another bullpen guy. So, you know, even before the trade deadline, you're going to be able to envision what this team can be. And then I'm sure that Cashman and the rest of this organization is going to get busy also.
That'll bring up Bellinger, and let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Cody to hit 1 or more home runs, plus 550. So much intrigue with the approaching trade deadline, which is August 3rd, 6 p.m. on August 3rd. And, you know, so many teams are within striking distance of a wild card. Who's going to sell? Who's going to buy? Who's going to be available? Who's willing to pick up contracts? And a further complication thrown into this year, nobody knows what the rules are going to be next year. So you're kind of flying blind in that way. Do you take a big money back with a couple of years if you have to get under a cap, which the players insist won't happen? But it's certainly being discussed.
Great points across the board. I mean, who's the seller now? All of a sudden, Aroldis Chapman might not be available, right? So the Yankees don't have to apologize to him? Is that how that goes?
And down goes Bellinger on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
He's pumped up tonight, and rightly so, Paul. We see this all the time. If the Dodgers come here, or really anybody comes to the Bronx, you see some of their best stuff, and Sasaki's showing it tonight.
Well, you've seen so many split fingers down in the zone, and then all of a sudden you see 100, 102 up in your eyes, and you just go after it. I mean, and that's just the sequence of pitches and the ability to throw that hard and the ability to throw that split finger and slider down in the zone.
5 strikeouts and 1 walk for rookie Sasaki.
You know, when Sasaki was in high school at 17 years old, he was clocked at 101.3 miles an hour, which actually broke the amateur record in Japan of Shohei Ohtani. He was a national celebrity before he even threw a professional pitch.
He's starting to let it loose there. I mean, that high leg kick. I mean, not a huge guy, but that high leg kick, Coney, it just propels that arm, huh?
He's got some arm speed.
Two and two on Dominguez, who grounded to first.
That wasn't even close, but did you see the movement on that
Yeah,
pitch?
splitter got away.
Like,
Better to burn out than fade away.
mm-hmm.
Count is full on Dominguez. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th, nothing. Line into right center field. It is a base hit. Cutting over is Pages. He'll cut the ball off, but that will not stop him from getting 2. The ball is bobbled, so he'll go to third. He ends up there. Probably a double and an E8. We'll see how they score it, but nonetheless, he's at third base with 2 outs.
Well, 100's not enough. I mean, that ball was laced into right center, and this is why you always keep your eye on the ball after you hit it. A little bobble in right field, and then he took off from second to get to third. Pages, we talked about his defense, but in the transition just got rid of it, or got loose of it. This ball was scalded, though. I mean, that's a hard hit ball at a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And right there, you keep your eye on it there. Now you can figure it out, get a read, just cruise into third base.
And it is a double and an E8. So here's Chisholm. He's single to right center in the second. And that one gets past rushing. Here comes Dominguez. He'll score. And the Yankees lead 1-0.
You break down close games, Coney. I mean, you get a little defensive blip, a good base running decision, a wild pitch, and now it's 1-0 on a slider, too. That is not the split finger. You usually don't see a catcher whiff on a slider.
Yeah, trying to frame it. You can see from down to up as catchers try to frame those low pitches. A slider that he tried to snatch, missed the snatch.
Scored a pass ball. The only one quicker than Dominguez coming home from third was Rosario from the outfield side of the dugout, sprinting all the way to the first base side, or the home plate side of the dugout, to congratulate Dominguez. He was about as fast as Jason was. Popped up. Muncy didn't see it. Now he locates it, and he'll run it down for the final out. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Charles Tyrrett, making it easy for men to dress well. Visit ctshirts.com. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. Little LA, New York.
Couple trailblazers right there, the last two guys.
For sure. And there's a strike to Teoscar Hernandez as the Yankees get a run.
I knew the slideshow was going to be good tonight, Michael. LA, New York, there's always been competition. Care what aspect of life.
I've always thought, I mean, first of all, you can't really write the history of baseball of the Yankees and the Dodgers, such important parts of the game. But how the fans of Brooklyn had a feel when their team just picked up and went to LA, and Giant fans as well. Just unbelievable. It's not like, you know, the New York Giants and New York Jets going from New York to Jersey. I mean, 3,000 miles away back then. There was no internet. You didn't know what was happening.
In the middle of the night, too, right?
In the middle of the night.
Packed up the truck so nobody would think nobody would notice.
Snuck out of town.
Lined on one hop now, two hops by Jazz, and he retires Teoscar. One away. I mean, there are great uniforms in baseball, too. The Yankee and the Dodger uniforms, to me, just jump out. I particularly like the Dodger one. I remember Sandy Koufax, it said Los Angeles across the chest. But the Dodger home uniform, the Yankee home uniform, not many better, if any. There's a strike to Rushing.
I like the Giants, too, really. If you think about the three New York teams at one point, all three great units. Those Giants ones at home, kind of that off-white look.
I was wondering if they were like that opening day or if they just got caught in the wash and kind of got stained by something. Yeah, because they're not bright white.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, it's a little bit of an off-white color, but kind of an antique look to it.
And those colors fused together for the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants. They form the color scheme for the New York Mets.
You learn something new every day, Mike. I had no clue. Huh? You
the
knew
orange
that
of the Giants and the blue of the Dodgers.
Orange and blue.
One, two. Fouled away. Now, if Rushing made the mistake while you were on the mound, would you say anything to him?
No, I mean, physical errors are part of the game. Now, mentally, if you're not into it or you're making mental mistakes, and that's grounds for, you know, a wake-up call of some sort. Physical errors, that's part of the game.
1-2. Strike three. Rushing down looking. That's the sixth strikeout for Garrett Cole. The sixth Yankee strikeout brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
Another look at the knees. Maybe.
It's one of those, if it's called a ball, it's probably not going to be challenged. And if it's called a strike, it's as close. It looked like it was a little bit low, but, you know, as a hitter, you don't know for sure.
Wells' framing ability on display right there.
Here's Tommy Edman. Strike. One and one. Fifth inning, 1-0 Yanks. Yankees and the Dodgers. Two and one. Dodgers, good offense, we mentioned. They score 5.22 runs per game. That's third in Major League Baseball.
Well, there's a reason that the Dodgers are as dominant as they are in baseball. I mean, they catch the ball, they have the best pitching, and they score a lot of runs. So when you do all those things, you're in good shape. Allowing the fewest runs per game, 3.7, fewest errors, 35. On base percentage they leave, and, you know, they just do everything right to this point.
swing and a miss. Garrett Cole looking sharp. Another 1-2-3 inning. Through the years in the Fall Classic, it was all Yankees for those 5 years. Dodgers never won. It was always get them next year, then bums, whatever, wait till next year. And then next year happened in 1955. Dodgers won in 7 games, but the Yankees came right back. And in 1956, they beat the Dodgers. Last time they would meet in the Subway Series. Then the Dodgers moved west, and they beat the Yankees 4 straight in 1963. And then in 77 and 78, Yankees won in 6 games in each of those years. And then 1981, the Dodgers, Fernando Valenzuela beat the Yankees in 6. And then in 2024, the Dodgers won in 5 with Game 5 right here on this field. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 Yanks. Crowd just gave a huge hand to Constantino Martinez. They showed his 1998 home run against Mark Langston and showed him sitting in the crowd with a big smile. And this crowd remembers. You win a championship in New York, Jalen Brunson will tell you you'll never be forgotten.
He's here tonight, too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, it was good to see Tino. I haven't seen Tino in a while out there in the stands.
Caballero pops it up.
Now, Michael, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Being, you know, that you're a journalist, a professional journalist, former beat writer. Jalen Brunson had a bad shooting hand.
Amazing, right?
And played that way and then had surgery after the series?
Yeah, he said he felt it in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So he played with it for 7 games.
I've never been so amazed. When they came in the booth that night, Michael, I mean, I'm taller than Jalen Brunson. And 2 days before, he was playing against a 7'5" guy, just scoring at will.
Yeah, he's special. Well, he has had a run, though. He was at the ESPYs. The Knicks won everything. He was at Fanatics Fest. He's at Yankee Stadium tonight. He's been at conferences and things like that. Might as well take advantage of it.
He's king of the city right now, right?
Yes, he is.
Let me tell you something. That key to the city you get, it opens up some doors.
Yeah, it does.
I tried it. It works.
Put it in your wallet.
There he is. Now, that Yankee hat he's wearing, on the right side of it, it says Knicks in 5. Which is kind of a rallying cry for New Yorkers now. They just yell Knicks in 5. And he sees himself on TV.
I was at the Garden last night, Michael. I actually went to a concert. Saw Bon Jovi. And the only thing I could think about as the crowd was going, you know, crazy for songs, and I was looking up into the rafters, seeing the jerseys, is what it was like when the Knicks won in the Garden this year. You just can't even fathom how loud it was.
Grounded to first. Freeman's there. Well, you know, Paul, I've had the opportunity to cover this team for 40 years and see the championships. And my son and I were in Game 4 when the Knicks came back from 29 down. It was unbelievable. The sound was unbelievable. After the game was over, no one left. Nobody wanted to leave. They just wanted to, like, soak it all in. It was just a great New York moment.
And, you know, you were just talking about Tino, and you made that call, the grand slam off of Langston. And this the noise, just those are memories that last 5 seconds that you'll never lose the rest of your life.
Even Larry David didn't know how to act. Didn't know what to do.
Oh, look back there, Coney. Old Timers Day, August 8th. It's creeping up on us quick. I got a bad back. I better start stretching.
That one is ripped into right center field on the run. Paez. And did he make the play? Yes, he did. Quite a play by Paez. Appreciated by Sasaki. And they take an extra base hit away from Austin Wells. Austin Wells struggling all year. Has to be thinking, really? Really? You had to catch that? Sasaki likes it. We're going to the 6th. Alvarez, he's going to be in the MVP conversation. You see his numbers. Jacob Mizorowski has some arm fatigue, didn't pitch in the All-Star game, but boy, look at those numbers. And Mason Miller, He put on a show for the 2 batters he faced in the All-Star game as well.
His name's going around on the rumor mill, huh? They'll be waiting in line for him.
Yeah, he'll have a lot of people calling the Padres for him. So we go to the 6th inning. The Dodgers with 3 hits. They have not scored a run. The Yankees 3 hits, and they have a run. So it's 1-0 Bombers. Top of the order for the Dodgers. That one skied the other way and deep. On the run is Bellinger, and he makes the play.
You can't emphasize enough, Coney, is, you know, the breaking ball before got him out on the front foot here a little bit and just kept his ball in the ballpark.
Absolutely. Well-located pitch. That's the kind of swings you want to see Ohtani take. A little off balance, kind of serving it the other way.
So here is Andy Pages. That one is driven out to left center field. Grisham's there to make the play.
Start getting greedy here now, you know. Hey, wait, I can get a 1, 2, 3 here. Look at my pitch count. Maybe I can get back out there in the 7th for Garrett Cole. Easier said than done with this guy in the box.
No one warming. So Freeman has struck out twice, but he is 9 for 28 lifetime against Garrett Cole, the guy between the facade. 1-0. Good performance for the Yankee veteran. 7 strikeouts, no walks.
That's sort of the classic Garrett Cole line. You know, I said earlier when our scouting report for Garrett Cole that he's got the base for a Hall of Fame career right now. He needs a big finish to his career, but his career has been sort of symbolized by power and no walks. And that today, 7 strikeouts, no walks. That's been him his whole career.
Bat goes flying on a swing and a miss.
Wow. That's an impressive toss there, Coney. It went in past the first section of seats.
That's some extension here, right?
Yeah. I don't ever remember doing that in baseball. And it's amazing to me. Wow. It almost surprises you as a hitter.
That's his wife. Oh, my goodness. Chelsea Freeman. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Freeman for the 3rd time. He is dealing right now as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Bat toss said, how about that? So now how about that regarding Freddie Freeman?
How about that?
Thank you, Mel. An avid car collector. Standouts in his collection include an Aston Martin V8 Vantage and an Aston Martin Rapide S. Rotates bats engraved with the names of each of his kids so none of them feels left out. And he wears long sleeves during every game as a tribute to his late mother, Rosemary, who battled melanoma. Very well respected and very well liked in baseball. Bottom of the 6th inning, Montefiore Einstein, 1-0 Yankees as Freeman has struck out 3 times against Cole, who had an 8-pitch 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. Yankees could use some more runs. Top of the order, Grisham, Rice, and Goldschmidt against Sasaki, who has pitched well as well. In fact, Sasaki's run unearned because of the error by Pages. That's a strike. It's going to be challenged by Grisham. Powered by T-Mobile.
A four-seamer, but it looked like it got back to the inside corner, and it did. It had a little movement back towards the corner.
Oh, and 2. Ben Rice on deck. Suzuki came over earlier than you're really allowed to. And because of that, he wasn't allowed to really get a big contract like Yamamoto. He came much earlier and took a lot less in order to play for the Dodgers. And he's got to hope that when he becomes a free agent, then he could recoup some of that. But, yeah, he made the decision he wanted to pitch here. You have to wait until age 25 to come to the state, so he left a lot of money on the table, signed a minor league deal with a $6.5 million signing bonus. So he's 24. This is his second big league season. Grounded, first base, Freeman to Suzuki. One away. Take a look at the Optimum 5, or famously fast replay.
Well, he's been tough. There's no doubt about it. 102 on the fastball and a good split finger. Up and in, down and away, up in the strike zone with the four-seamer. Should be 0-0, but the Yankees scrapped one with an unearned run.
There's Ben Rice 0 for 2. Ben eliminated in the first round in the home run derby, but what a finish in the home run derby. The whole crowd rooting for Kyle Schwarber. Jordan Walker ended up winning it, walking it off, so to speak. And I like this edition better without the timing, where you just had swings.
I agree.
Yeah, they need to shorten it somewhat. I mean, guys are taking 100 swings out there. It takes too long, and you got guys that are exhausted.
But you'd have to say it was a win for Rice. If your dad's pitching to you on that big stage and he pitched to you when you were a little kid, that's a win.
And to get a hit your first time up during the real game.
2-2.
Well, Cody, you went over that kind of odd numbers that Suzuki has. He hadn't been throwing the ball like this year, or he wouldn't have a 5 ERA.
But he came ready to pitch tonight in the Bronx.
Line, it's a base hit for Rice. One down and got a splitter. Tucker will get the ball in. It's a one-out single for Ben Rice.
Good pitch, just better hitting. I mean, this ball actually has movement down and away. He just showed him a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And Ben Rice is able to stay with it, really braces against that front leg. He keeps that bat going through the strike zone. He hammers it to right.
There's Paul Goldschmidt. One 1-0. Goldschmidt has struck out twice tonight. Starting to do some stretching out in the bullpen for the Dodgers. One and two. That is a pretty big pitcher's mitt. You think that's to cover up the split?
Yeah, he's definitely had some issues and rumors of pitch tipping that have plagued him. Most recently, he pitched back-to-back starts against the Padres and struggled, and there was a lot of innuendo about maybe he was tipping his pitches. So yes, Michael, excellent point. The bigger the glove, you know, at least that's what I thought. You could hide your pitches and your grips better.
Also, you see that piece of leather that hides his index finger.
Yes.
A lot of times pitchers will, you know, flare a finger one way or the other to tell you what's coming.
even more important nowadays. I think every team, especially you think of the Dodgers, they probably got about 20 guys that just are dedicated to that. Pitch tipping. What's he doing there? Did he tip his glove? Did he move his glove? Is he holding it different?
And also, you look, there's no webbing anymore. It's a complete leather piece, so you can't even see through the webbing if you're tipping anything.
I mean, pitching's all about mystery, right? And if you take the mystery out of it and a hitter knows what's coming, it changes the equation a little bit.
2-2. Serve to right field. Tucker back. Makes the play. Ben Rice heads back to first as Tucker threw behind him.
I guess, Paulie, the question would be, do you trust the tip or the information? You know, can you really buy it? If he's doing something really discernible that you really can trust. But I see you as the kind of guy that didn't trust it right away.
I really didn't. I mean, the first time I got tipped on a pitch, supposedly, was Dwight Gooden was tipping his changeup, and Larkin hit a home run off of him and cross plate. He said, "This is what he's doing," and I looked, I saw it. All right, it's a changeup, and he about hit me in the chin with a fastball. I said, "You know what? I can't play this game." But
Don't want it? No, thank you.
So Jack Dreyer, one of the 3 left-handers for the Dodgers, warming up in their bullpen. There's Dave Roberts. His Dodger tenure is going to send him to the Hall of Fame.
He was quickest to 1,000 wins as a manager, right? I think he's got his 1,000th win, last week?
And he's won 3 World Series. One nothing Yanks, bottom of the 6th. Rice leads off first, held by Freeman. That's ripped into center field. It's a base hit in front of Pages. Stopping at second is Rice. Yankee All-Stars on first and second right now to bring up Jason Dominguez.
Well, Dominguez caught up with the fastball last time. Bellinger stayed through this ball, jam shotted it into center field. But, you know, to be able to even muscle a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, Sasaki's been impressive, Coney. I don't know, as a hitter, not a fun night to go to the plate.
And I'm wondering if he's done. You know, I saw Dave Roberts kind of, yeah, he is. He sent Dalton rushing out to talk to him to buy time. They're going to switch Dominguez around, make him bat right-handed here probably.
And they call on Dreyer. So Sasaki, through 93 pitches, was dominating. Gave up 1 unearned run. Runners on base, his responsibility. To name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Pretty good numbers. A lot of innings pitched. A lot of time with the Giants, then the Indians. Dodgers for 2 years, Yankees for 2 years, and finished with the Cardinals. Considered an 8. Let you ruminate over that. Another big spot in this game in front of what looks like a sellout crowd. First and second for the Yankees. They'll spin Dominguez around to the right side. Those are the numbers on Jack Dreyer. More than a strikeout per inning. 9 straight scoreless appearances. High arm slot, good rising fastball. That plays up despite being 94 miles an hour. And a little note, this will impress you, Paul. He can solve a Rubik's Cube in 13 seconds.
How long's the Rubik's Cube been out?
Long time.
30 years or so?
Yeah.
I haven't solved one yet.
Yeah,
so
me neither.
I'm a little behind.
Yeah. Dominguez has done well hitting from the right side. First and second, 2 outs. I'm going to surprise you again, Paul. Rubik's Cube came out in 1974.
Wow. Yeah. Time flies here, Michael.
52 years, and you still haven't solved it, just like me.
Yep.
1-0. 1-1. Dodger bullpen has been without its closer, Edwin Diaz. Got him as a free agent. Diaz been out since April 19th. They expect him back sometime toward the end of the month or August. And that's what makes the Dodgers' best record in the game all the more impressive. No Glasnow, no Snell, no Will Smith, no Edwin Diaz, and still they get it done. 1-2. 2-2. Dominguez scored the only run in the game, doubled to right center, moved to third when Pages dropped the ball after he cut it off, and then scored on a pass ball. And that's the offense in the game right now. Yankees have 5 hits, the Dodgers 3 against Cole. 2-2. Take a look at that double and give you the exit velocity presented by Spectrum.
Well, I remember the velocity on the pitch was 100 miles an hour. Well, the velocity on the hit, probably even more. Just a rope out there in right center field. 106.6, yeah.
2-2. He dropped a curveball in there, freezing Dominguez as he strikes out with 2 men on. We'll go to the 7th. It's a tight one, 1-0 Yanks. Tomorrow, Game 2 of this series exclusively on Fox's Baseball Night in America. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern. See the Yankees take on the Dodgers only on Fox. Well, that man has done the job. 6 shutout innings. He starts the 7th. And Mookie Betts will lead off. 1-0. He has good numbers against Garrett Cole. But 0 for 2 tonight.
Different things going on in your mind here, Coney, where, you know, you come out in the 6th and nobody's up in the bullpen. So, you know, this is my game. Now you got the bullpen up. You might be hitter to hitter. You know, if you get in a jam, you're out of there. You get a different mindset here.
Oh, a little bit, especially when you're falling behind right now. The last thing you want to do is, with the leadoff hitter late in the game, is just, you know, a free pass on 4 pitches here. Now with a 3-0 count, you got to battle all the way back if you're Garrett Cole. The other issue is a 1-run lead.
Right.
So it's not like, hey, if I give up a solo shot, it won't burn me. Well, in this case, late in the game in the 7th, it's the last thing you want.
And that one just got the outside corner.
2 great pitches. It's a get back in the count using his fastball, and his fastball has been great tonight. He's had times where he used it up in the zone. He's had time where he threw it in fastball counts and got away with it. Good stuff tonight for Cole.
And that just missed the outside corner with the fastball. So Betts works a walk. It had been 10 straight retired by Cole, and that's going to do it, as Aaron Boone's going to go to the bullpen. Cole at 96 pitches, his first walk of the game. He hasn't signaled yet, but a very slow walk out there. Boone gives Cole a lot more rope, and Cole said, I still have it. You had that kind of rapport with Joe Torre.
Well, that builds trust. Now, one of the best features of Aaron Boone is that he does have the trust of his players. He's got their backs. It's part of the reason why we just saw.
Well, Betts in the past has been a base stealer this year, only 1 on the year, but you know, he can run. But if you're Garrett Cole, I mean, you really, after a walk, leadoff walk, really got to concentrate on the hitter.
Muncy fouls it off. As a Yankee, 3 previous starts, Garrett Cole 1-0, 0.96 against the Dodgers. The 97 pitches he's thrown tonight, That ties the season high. Good changeup, 0-2.
He's thrown a handful of really good ones. Put this one in that bucket.
Yeah, when you see that ball going down and away and below the strike zone, that's as good as you can throw it. It scares me to get more than 1 or 2 in a count. Or get more than 1 in a count, especially late in the game when the hitter's seen it.
Grounded foul.
You know, when you get in a situation like this against a left-handed batter and a runner on first base, that changeup, if located well, can be your ticket to a double play. Especially with the way the infield shifts. Caballero kind of up the middle, Jazz kind of cheating over in the hole a bit.
He's also thrown that really good slider tonight, right under the hands of lefties, and hasn't missed with it.
Left the slider upstairs in the count 1-2. Cruz and Hedrick ready. Still 1-2.
Yeah, that's the slider, the backdoor slider, and the one in the middle. That's the one that scares you. That's the ball that can end up in the seats. He's been throwing that slider in off the plate and getting some strikeouts, especially against Freeman tonight. That's an effective pitch.
He's trying to backdoor it and kind of took it with him over the heart of the plate.
One, two. Still has some gas, 97 miles an hour. Count levels at 2-2.
That slider that he's been using to Freddie Freeman all night, that one underneath his hands on the inside off the plate, is a great finish pitch to lefties.
Drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A 2-run home run and a 2-1 Dodger lead.
Well, Muncy does one thing, and that's elevate the ball and pull the ball a lot. And when you use that slider, Coney, we were talking about get it in off the plate. He went for the backdoor slide. Then he got this one over the middle of the plate, which just is right in his wheelhouse.
Well, Cole talked his way into staying into the game, and it did not work out. He serves up the 2-run home run to Muncy. Dodgers have the lead. Yankees go to the pen. To Mookie Betts, it looked like Aaron Boone was coming out to the mound to take out Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole talked his way in, said, no, I got this. Let's look at how he did.
Yeah, well, it starts out well. Up and in with the fastball. He beats him. Good pitch. Change-up down the way. Perfect sequence. Another change-up. Got him out in front. You got 0-2. That one, I don't know what he's trying to do there with the back door. Another one left it right there. Got away with it. Up and away, non-competitive. And then another hanger right there. I'm not sure if he's trying to come in with that slider or try to backdoor it again. But either way, there were 2 or 3 sliders right there left in the middle of the plate in that sequence.
Hedrick comes on, and Tucker swings and misses.
We try to pick up on location. Where's Wells sitting? Kind of middle-ish away. You see the spin. Not sure where he's trying to get that. Either underneath, down and in, or backdoor. But either way, it ended up right in the middle. The one he threw to Freddie Freeman, that was the one I was looking for. Down and in off the plate, underneath his hands, but he never got it there.
Hedrick had a great first half. You see the numbers. And if you wonder why managers get gray hairs, they have to make decisions like that. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And then when they don't, you don't sleep well that night. Check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. This is what they've done. First in ERA, first in opponent's average against, second in home runs allowed per 9. Only the Mariners are better in that category. And everybody's available. Everybody's had 4 days rest.
Well, there's two ways to look at that sequence with Cole and Boone. And it'll be relived after the game, and certainly Aaron Boone will have to face the music in the press conference, like every manager. First is, Yankees have been accused, and Aaron Boone have been accused of being sort of analytically driven and scripted and pitching changes, and that's anything but that. That was old school all the way.
Grabbed there by Caballero, spins and fires. Oh, what a play by Jose Caballero, taking a base hit away from Kyle Tucker.
Well, that's about as good a play as you're going to see. As far as range, being able to turn and make a strike throw. This ball's in center field, and he just absolutely stabs it, gets rid of it. Dynamite play.
Snow coned it.
Now that ball was by him. The thing about that play right there, Con, is he leaves his feet. It's an easier play to catch, but there's no way you're going to be able to regain your balance and make that throw.
That's a great point.
I mean, this ball is actually by him. It catches the webbing, but if you leave your feet, you might as well just put it in your back pocket. It's a base hit.
Well, just to finish that point, Michael, and certainly it's second guessable. You can say, "Well, you should have taken him out." But all those, how many times have you heard fans say, why'd you take the starting pitcher out? He was cruising, Oh, you're scripted. You're just doing, third time through the order, analytics. Aaron Boone did just the opposite there, because he trusted his pitcher. That gains trust on the bench. Now, it didn't work out, and it's second guessable, and rightly so. Everything should be discussed. But you hear that all the time. The criticism of the Yankees and Aaron Boone is that, they just do it by the book, and it's all analytically driven. And no, it's not.
So let me ask you this, though. Is there ever a time that a pitcher would be honest, where he comes out and says, "Can you get this guy?" and the pitcher says no?
You're not trained that way. No,
right.
that thought does not come into your mind.
So
no.
then why do you listen to the pitcher? Don't you have to let your eyes tell the story?
Well, it's part of both. You certainly want to, give the pitcher a chance and look him in the eye and see how convincing he is. Yes.
Plus, in that famous scenario in the World Series that you and Joe, you admit after that you lied.
Yeah, I lied every day of my career. Pitchers are born liars.
Rushing. Fly ball is shallow right center. Who's going to get it? Oh, what a play by Caballero. He put on a show here in the 7th inning. Two outstanding plays. But Max Muncy's 2-run home run has given the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. The LA Dodgers 2, the Yankees 1, but we're going to stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise? Remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Specialist Andrew Adams Jr. from Tresckow, Pennsylvania, who served in Operation Desert Storm. The Yankees say thank you, Andrew, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Well, thank you, guys. Let's check out tonight's Gusto game recap. 2-4-1 for the Dodgers. Yankees have out-hit them, but they've only scored 1 run. Suzuki, a strong 5 2/3, and Garrett Cole, a strong 6 innings, but he made that one mistake. Muncy, the 2-run home run, the mistake. Jason Dominguez scored the Yankees' only run. He doubled, moved to third on an error by Paez, scored on a pass ball. Forward scoreboard, 2-1 Dodgers over the Yankees, so it'll be Chisholm, Caballero, and McMahon against Jack Dreyer. Grounded foul. Now, the Yankees won all 3 games in D.C. against the Nationals, but their offense struggled. They had to come back in the 8th inning or later in all 3 games against a weak Nationals bullpen. So they've scored 1 earned run tonight in the first 6 innings. By the way, that was the first time the Yankees won 3 straight games trailing in the 8th inning or later since August of 1972. One and 2. Chisholm 1 for 2, singled, and then fouled out to third. Bessie and Enriquez up for the Dodgers. Two and 2.
72 Yankees.
Closer, Lindy McDaniel.
That was a long time, right? Gene Michael was the shortstop.
Before they traded Lindy for Lou Piniella.
Wow. Is that part of the Horace Clarke years, the proverbial Horace Clarke years?
Yeah. Yes.
72
Absolutely.
Yankees, yes.
And then next year, everything changed. George Steinbrenner bought the team. Foul back.
Had a 25-year-old Thurman Munson on those 72 Yankees. He was their best player, or one of their best players. Roy White under Harold.
And Bobby Mercer.
Bobby Mercer there had a big year that year. 33 home runs for the 72 Yankees. 26-year-old Bobby Mercer.
It's Michael's man right there.
Swing and a miss. Dreyer wins that battle. And by getting Chisholm, that allows Roberts to stay with him against the righty Caballero and then McMahon.
Yeah, ball out of the strike zone. He fought back to get to full count, and then he left the strike zone.
Caballero 0 for 2 against Suzuki. Now faces Dreyer. Yankee Stadium is jam-packed on this Friday night. 46,450, the 5th sellout of the year. Two and 0 on Caballero. That's the Yankee bench, 4 righties. Now, Dreyer's dad, Steve, pitched 2 seasons in the majors. And when Nolan Ryan made his final appearance in 1993, Steve Dreyer replaced him in relief. 2-1. 3-1 on Caballero. He gets on. He's got his 22 stolen bases. High fly ball, right center. Paez on the run. He's got room. He makes the call and makes the catch. Help America's heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to t2t.org. So despite having the ability to go to Rosario or Schumann or Volpe, they're staying lefties with McMahon. McMahon doubled in the third, grounded to first in the fifth. 1-1.
The lineups, when you start turning, looking at the lineups late in the game in a close game. I mean, right now with the lefty pitcher in there, you got Dominguez, who's better from the left side. Then you got Jazz. Caballero had a good swing, but then you got McMahon, Wells, and Grisham, all lefties. So you get a guy like Dreyer in there that's throwing the ball well. He cruises through these late innings.
Popped up and caught there by Edman. And the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3 against Dreyer, and we go to the eighth.
Welcome back to the Bronx, where the Dodgers lead the Yankees 2-1 in the top of the eighth. The Yankees hoping that they get their captain back sometime soon. He had his fractured right rib re-imaged on Wednesday. It did show signs of healing, but not enough to clear him for baseball activity. They're now waiting on the specialist, Dr. Gregory Pearl, who's in Dallas, Texas, to weigh in with potential next steps to see if he can start doing anything with his upper body. Guys, for Judge's part, he said he feels 10 times better than he did a few weeks ago. He feels like he's ready to start ramping things up, but he knows that he needs to be cautious. He needs to be patient. The last thing they want here is a setback, but sitting out, having to watch from the dugout, he said it has absolutely been the worst. He wants to play. That's why he's here. That's why they pay him. The timeline is unclear for Aaron Judge, but in his mind, there is no doubt he will be back with this team this season contributing.
Thank you, Meredith. And when you look at the information that we heard today, could it have been better? Yes, but it could have been worse. They could have imaged it and said, you know what, it hasn't healed at all, and you might not play this year. They didn't say that. They said it's healing, but still, there's more healing to go. And Brian Cashman pretty much predicted that when he spoke late last week, that's what it was going to show, and that's what it showed. So still not ready to do the upper body work that he's going to need. One and two on Edman, who struck out twice against Cole. And you would think he's probably going through his own personal purgatory, because when you're a baseball player, you want to play baseball, and you have a finite amount of years that you play, and you don't want to take months out of it where you could really be helping the team. He knows that. He's the captain of the team. Edman spanks one into right center field. That ball is going to be off the wall. Grisham plays the carom as Edman will stop at second. Missed a home run by just a bit, but picks up a leadoff double here in the eighth.
Well, Edman scalded this ball, and Grisham got a really good read on how it was going to come off the wall, where he would have been staying at third base. That's the fork ball. That's not the split finger. And it kind of just sits there right at the end. Didn't continue to drop out of the strike zone. Well, watch Grisham here. He gets a good read and gets rid of it quick. Keep Edman at second base. You never know when it hits that fence, Cody, which way it's going to go. And right there, you look like Edman was going to go for three, but the ball was on its way in.
Here's Ohtani. Want to know, Ohtani's 0 for 3. Just missed a home run in the third, drove Dominguez back to the wall.
I would imagine the hardest part for Aaron Judge is just leaving it alone, right? I remember when I had my aneurysm, I couldn't wait to throw a ball, and the doctor said, don't do it, and I didn't listen. I went out and found a brick wall, and I had to find out. Throw a ball against a brick wall to find out.
And I would imagine every time he walks by the bat rack or down in the tunnel, you just want to pick up a bat and just lightly swing.
Does it hurt? Yeah, let me feel it. Yeah.
But if it hurts when you do it, then you've re-injured it. You know?
Exactly. That's the risk.
2-1. 3-1 on Ohtani.
Well, this is where, you know, the base is open, but you don't want to dig yourself too big of a hole.
That one is line foul. Just got a piece to stay alive.
Now this, you could see the grip and the movement. That's a fork ball compared to what we showed you before with Sasaki and his splitter. Less spin, more movement.
Deep to right, hooking foul.
The big thing about the fork ball is it's unpredictable. It can go either way. It can go up. It kind of sails. It can drop. With a split finger, if you see the seams as a hitter, you can at least track it a little bit on which way it's going. The fork ball is kind of like a knuckleball. No rhyme or reason why it's going to move.
Popped them up. McMahon puts it away. Now, Fernando Cruz seems like he's wearing a different glove, and Meredith has some information.
Michael, I don't know if you noticed, there's a heart with a picture inside of it. That picture is Fernando Cruz and his mom right there. And it says, "Don't quit, please. God has something really special planned for you." And that is what she told him right before she passed and said, "You've got to keep going." Fernando Cruz was about to quit, and he decided to keep going a little bit longer for his mother. And look how it's worked out for him. He always dreamed of being a Yankee, and here he is pitching against the Dodgers at Yankee Stadium.
Great stuff, Meredith, and a great tribute to his mom. Also sporting the red cleats.
I mean, there's red in the top hat, right? In the Yankee color scheme. I know it's midnight blue, but yeah, there is actually.
This might be a first, though. I don't know if I've ever seen a Yankee player sport red cleats.
That's what the Yankees should get for their home run celebration in the dugout, right? The Yankee top hat.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Should get one of the Yankee top hats and throw that on. There it is. See the top hat? That's what they should have in the dugout. For, you know, Yankees are the only team that doesn't have a little prop or something. You know?
Yeah, maybe Aaron Judge put
just a big old Yankee top hat.
Michael and I were talking on our last telecast that, you know, right when I got here, people in the stands had those huge top hats. They were awesome.
Nice pick there by Wells.
Yankee Doodle Dandy. Only chance right there is it just do that. You can't really believe. He would have had to block that with his neck. You know, it's the only chance. Use your hands there. Wells has good hands.
Now in the All-Star game, Pages hit a ball up the middle, and Ernie Clement made a great play and had this big grin on his face as he was coming off the field, pointing toward the National League side. Well, Pages made the World Series saving catch on the Game 7 ball hit by Clement when he crashed into Kike Hernandez. And Ernie said to my good buddy Buster Olney of ESPN, I had to get him back. I don't know if it had the same impact as that as that play in the All-Star game or in the World Series, but it meant something to Ernie Clement. Just a little bit of justice. Three-two. Foul back. Pages 1 for 3. Nice. Strike 3. Looking at the splitter. 2 down. Hey, on Tuesday, July 21st, come out to Yankee Stadium to celebrate the magic of Harry Potter. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of the 4 house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance. Get your tickets today, Yankees.com.
Coney, I don't see you as a Harry Potter guy. I don't know.
I actually like the movies.
Is that
I
right?
did like them, yeah.
Well, Cruz has really stayed with that splitter. I mean, he lead off double, and he stayed with the splitter with Ohtani. Got a pop out, and then another great split finger to Pages.
Yankees looking up at the scoreboard. They desperately want to win this game. Boston won the first game against Tampa Bay. Boston's winning 5-3. Top of the 8th inning. They could sweep a doubleheader. And if the Yankees won a game while Tampa Bay loses 2, you gain a game and a half in the standings. So it would be moving day if they can come back from this 2-1 deficit. Here's
that
Freeman.
Scares me here, Michael and Coney. I mean, the guy struck out 3 times. This is where you don't want him at the plate. You know, he's such a good hitter. I'm in right field. I'm shaking right now, thinking, you got to be kidding me. This guy, we don't want him up now.
Yeah, you got first base open.
High fly ball, center field. Grisham is there and puts it away. So Cruz works around the leadoff double, and he's pumped up. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. And by the Hyundai Getaway sales event, deals so right they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Pee Wee and Phil. Pretty good shortstops in all those World Series. So Austin Wells set to lead off, but they're going to send Ahmed Rosario up the pinch hit. As the Dodgers bring in another lefty, it's Alex Vesia. He's pitched a lot since 2021. He's pitched very well for them. A tragedy took Alex off the World Series roster last year. His newborn daughter passed away. And he just decided it was best for him not to be there, and the Dodgers agreed. And there was a lot of support for he and his wife. And there's a strike to the pinch hitter Rosario. In 26 career playoff games, Vesia has pitched to a 1.86 ERA. Grounded to third, Muncy. The long throw, 1 away.
Well, Muncy's been a guy this year. All of a sudden, defensively, he's kind of turned it around. He's always been a good hitter. He's got power. So he started at the All-Star game, but this year, all of a sudden, he's become an above-average defender at third base.
Here's Trent Grisham. The numbers against Vesia, 2 for 4 with a ribby. Trent is 0 for 2 with a walk. Waved at that one. Good slider. 0 and 2. Enriquez has been up, so he's ready to go. Blackburn and Bednar. The Yankees still trailing. It'll be Blackburn. They have a lead. It'll be Bednar. The 1-2. 2 and 2. Ground it, foul.
The only way you're going to get by Freeman is foul because he is right on the line. No doubles here late in the game for Freddie Freeman.
And the count goes full.
Now that Aaron Judge is out of the lineup, I think Grisham might have full count more than any other player. I mean, just long at bats, full counts.
And he worked the walk. And that'll bring up Rice. Hey, don't miss Liverpool FC taking on Wrexham AFC in an exciting soccer friendly at Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, July 29th. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Ben Rice 1 for 3. He has the power to give the Yankees a lead. 2-1 Dodgers, bottom of the 8th. Oh and 1.
Very surprising. We talked about no doubles, and if you look at Hernandez in left field, very shallow.
Driven out to right center field and deep. That ball is off the base of the wall. Grisham rounds third. They're going to send him home. Here's the throw home. Here's the play at the plate. He's out. Tagged out by Rushing. That close to tying the game.
Well, I'm sure we're going to take a look at it, but Mookie Betts, this ball was off target. You talk about an athletic play. Yeah, he got him. He got him before. I thought he might have got his foot in there, but this was all about Mookie Betts. The ball was in on time, but it was off target. He caught it running, threw against his body, and got rid of it quick. I mean, what a play. Yeah, we were talking before the game, Coney, that, I mean, the Dodgers do things right. They score runs, they pitch well, and they play great defense. And this relay thing, I mean, it comes down to bang-bang plays where an athletic play by Mookie Betts makes this happen.
I'm seeing a little holdup at third base here. And you got to get going better than that. And secondly, you kind of hesitate there, and it looked like a little hesitation at third, too.
Yeah, I don't think he had a good read on that ball because that ball off the bat was in the gap. I don't know. From that angle, you really couldn't tell if he got the knee before the foot got in
the call in
there.
the field is confirmed. There was no blocking, and the runner is out. New York will lose the challenge.
Well, the Yankees challenged, and not so much that he was safe, but that the plate was blocked and that there was no place for Grisham to slide. I don't think he blocked the plate there.
He did not. Heck of an effort by Grisham to kind of, change his leg position and try to get around that tag.
I agree, Coney. He was not off at the crack of the bat there, and that was a sure double right off the bat.
Well, how about this? The Dodgers elect to intentionally walk Goldschmidt, and they'll take their chance against Bellinger. So that puts the go-ahead run on base.
Oh, this is so deflating when you're in the dugout. You get the big hit, and it doesn't account for a run.
Now the Yankees could send out a pinch runner for Goldschmidt. That's what they're going to do. They'll send out Max Schumann. And then the play they'll have in the 9th inning, they'll just have Schumann play the outfield, and Bellinger could come in and play first. Well, the Dodgers very clearly challenging Bellinger. They intentionally walked the 38-year-old Goldschmidt, set up the lefty on lefty, Vesia against Bellinger.
Well, this year Bellinger's been unbelievable at home, and he's always handled lefties, so not a bad position for the Yankees to be in right here.
Well, you want drama? Former Dodger, former MVP for the Dodgers. His former manager just walked Goldschmidt ahead of you and put the game in your hands. That's drama.
So the Yankees go with the speedier Schumann as the go-ahead run. Rice is at second. Vesia against Bellinger. Bottom of the 8th inning. Dodgers lead 2-1. Swings at the first pitch and lofts it to center field. Pages is there and puts it away, and the strategy pays off. Yankees strand 2. We go to the 9th. Time to name that Yankee. We'll give you the clues again. And the answer is you have a barber, Sal the Barber Magley.
One of the great nicknames of all time.
You know why? Because he didn't mind giving you a close shave. He didn't mind throwing up and in. Had a little edge on the mound. He looked tough. Pitch for both the Dodgers and the Yankees. And there you go. Goes down. What the Barber did. Gave you a haircut. Lined right to Caballero. He fires the first. And they get Betts as Blackburn's on as the Yankees' new pitcher. Close shave brushback pitches. That's how he got the nickname. Threw a no-hitter with the Dodgers in '56. And he was the losing pitcher in Don Larson's perfect game. World Series Game 5. Numbers on Blackburn, who has ascended to a high leverage role in the Yankee bullpen. So Rosario takes over in left field for Bellinger. Bellinger moves to first base, and Sanchez takes over behind the plate. And here is the man of the night, Max Muncy, who hit that 2-run home run against Garrett Cole to turn a 1-0 Yankee lead into a 2-1 Dodger lead. Yankees have one player left on the bench. That's Anthony Volpe. And a strike to Muncy. Be a very fascinating post-game show following the final out here. Why'd you keep in Cole? And then Cole, what was your thought process on throwing that pitch? What were you trying to do?
Yeah, that would be my mindset. You know, as a pitcher, yeah, I'm obviously biased. I love the fact that the starter was allowed to stay in that game, and I understand it's second guessable and debatable, and that's what that's all about. But yeah, I would like to know, you know, where were you trying to go with that one? What was the sequence there?
And that just missed the outside corner as Muncy works a walk. Now the Yankees going to challenge that. Ali Sanchez thought it was a strike. Let's see if he's right. Presented by T-Mobile. No, it was not a strike.
New York has exhausted their allotment of challenges for the remainder of the game.
All right, let's take a look overhead, Paul, at the Grisham run.
Yeah, it just looked like he wasn't off to the races immediately. And then once he got it going, you know, at third base coach is kind of in between, because your job as a runner is just to go as hard as you can until he stops you. And that was not the case there. You know, he has had some leg issues. If he was trying to, you know, protect himself, you know, we don't know that. But
Tucker takes low. Tucker 1 for 3 last time up, robbed of a base hit by Caballero, moving to the second base side of the bag, and the ball just stuck in the webbing of the glove, and he made it into an out. 1-1. So Tanner Scott getting ready, and those are the Yankees will face. Switch hitter, lefty, righty.
The Dodgers have some lefties they can throw at you from that bullpen.
yeah, this is the third one tonight.
There's a ground ball to second. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. That'll do it for the Dodgers in the top of the ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? These are the guys that will try to do it. Dominguez, Chisholm, and Caballero.
Play.
That's right. Double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try it today. New York Lottery. Can you imagine Jazz to Caballero and the strike to Bellinger to double up Tucker? Let's check out the Mercedes-Benz Road Ahead. 2 more games against the Dodgers tomorrow night on Fox, and then Sunday night on NBC. Then the Pirates come to town for 3 Monday, Tuesday at night, and then Wednesday afternoon. Thursday's an off day. Yankees head on a long road trip. 3 in Philadelphia. Then they spend a week in Chicago. 4 against the White Sox and 3 against the Cubs.
We're going to see Skeens?
No, he's pitching Sunday. Well, Pittsburgh was rained out. Now, he's supposed to pitch Sunday. I don't know if they'll keep him on schedule, but it could move him to Monday.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
Okay.
Tanner Scott will try to close it out for the Dodgers. First up, Jason Dominguez. Fouled away. Oh, 0-1 on Dominguez, who's 1 for 3. Scored the Yankees' only run. Hit sharply and caught by Muncy, who's hugging the line, guarding against the extra base hit. 1 down.
Talked about the no doubles. You know, every once in a while as a team, you need breaks. I mean, this ball was hammered right down the line. Muncy, because it's late in the game with a 1-run lead, playing right on the line. Easy play.
That was going to stay fair, too.
There's Jazz Chisholm. And he tries to drag, but now I'm told the Pirates didn't get rained out. They got smoked out today because of the Canadian wildfires. Tanner Scott, 31 years old, taking back the closer role, going 13 for 15 in saves. Oh, 0-2. Turned out to be a pitcher's duel between Sasaki and Cole. Yankees scored an unearned run in the 4th inning. And then Max Muncy hit a 2-run home run, the last pitch thrown by Garrett Cole in the 7th. That's where we stand. 2-1 Dodgers. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. And down goes Jazz Chisholm as he tips it into the glove of Rushing. And the Yankees are down to their final out.
We got a pitch to hit here. Just went with a high fastball. Had a little cut on it, though, but just got it by him up in the strike zone. Like a side 4-seam spin there.
Yep, late and underneath it.
So it comes down to Caballero. And he swings and misses to a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, it looks like Caballero was taking one shot to try to tie this up, and it was just late. Now you got to get rid of that swing and just remember that you could get a single, steal a base, and you're in scoring position.
Right in on the hands, and the Yankees are down to their final strike. Stay tuned for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry are in the studio with highlights and analysis. Meredith Marakovitz gets player interviews in the clubhouse, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Yankees trying to delay that postgame show. Pitch up and away, 1-2. Two and two. Dodgers signed Scott to a long-term contract. He was a disappointment last year, but has picked it up this year. Second year of a 4-year, $72 million deal. He did not pitch in the postseason. The 2-2. Popped up. Edman will put it away, and the Dodgers win the first game of this 3-game set by a score of 2-1. The Yankees' 4-game winning streak is snapped. So many things to talk about in this game. The run around the bases by Grisham. The decision to keep in Cole. Cole's decision to make the pitch to Muncy. So a tough 2-1 loss.
Well, Cole, I mean, it was as good as it gets. I mean, he had a great fastball. He pitched ahead. He had the one pitch, and then you talked about the play at the plate. Close games come down to 1 or 2 plays. That was it.
It's a good old-fashioned pitchers duel. Both pitchers were very sharp. Great stuff. Couple of plays out there. Obviously, the home run, but also the base running on the Yankee side certainly matters in a close game.
So the Dodgers up their best record in baseball, and the Yankees take a tough loss on this Friday night. We'll come back with awards in the postgame.